What is going on here?
Orange flannel.
This shirt, it's a color.
I have no idea.
My reality is falling apart. My world is crumbling.
Hey everyone, Destiny Teeth Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Rico Nasty project, Nasty. This is the latest full-length project from DC-based rapper Rico Nasty. Over the past year, Rico Nasty has become one of the most exciting faces in hardcore hip-hop, trap, and pop rap, and her musical transition has been pretty miraculous. Just a little while ago, she was dropping projects like Tales of Taco Bella and Sugar Trap 2, both of which kind of had her sounding like a generic auto-crooner over super glitzy instrumentals, kind of like a cross between a Lil Uzi Vert and a Lil Yachty. The latter of those two she actually collaborated with. Even though I don't think Rico at the time had a very strong sound, a very distinct voice, she certainly did have a big commodity on these records, and that was her very nasty, sarcastic, and bitter personality. Now, her sound and delivery has only grown nastier as she has continued. It's kind of reached an apex point on this new project over here. Nowadays, Rico is rapping far more than she's singing on a project, and she delivers her verses on this thing in this super raspy, animated voice that just kind of snaps me into attention every time. The singles leading up to this thing I absolutely love, tracks like Trust Issues and Rage, both of which feature killer production from Kenny Beats, with lots of distorted tones throughout, some of which sound like guitar riffs. It's kind of like I'm listening to a fusion between nu metal and trap rap, and it's pretty amazing. It's like a match made in heaven. So going into this thing, I was pretty excited to hear some bangers. Just hearing Rico dish out these equally badass and abrasive takes on trap music, and she does that on multiple tracks here, not just the teasers, not just the singles Trust Issues and Rage, but some deep cuts too. Tracks like Ice Cream, which features an amazing like ice cream truck song sample, essentially a track all about attracting guys in the same way that I guess an ice cream truck would attract kids. It's a pretty funny comparison and speaks a lot to Rico's personality. The song Countin' Up, which is easily the most killer track in the first leg of the record, kind of feels like a throwback beat, something Pharrell would have produced in the 2000s, but like with a punk twist. Rico's flow on the track is fantastic. Her nastiness is unparalleled. The song Transformer is maybe the most bombastic track on the entire record, a truly evil song featuring a really extreme feature from Lil Nar. Definitely a more fitting pairing for Nasty than Block Boy JB earlier on the record, whose feature sounds, I don't know, kind of average and formulaic for him, as much as he does try to play into the whole in the air hook refrain theme of the track. On the best moments of this project, Rico Nasty pretty much just delivers explosive performances, super brash bars. The lyricism isn't super top notch, but it's partially made up for with her crude, unforgiving, and vicious persona. Rico is an artist that does seem to put a lot of effort into just kind of peppering little personal details throughout a lot of these songs throughout the record though. So as I listened through Nasty, I got a bit more of a sense of the personality beyond the mean mug that she puts on. Still, I wouldn't really say that's enough to kind of make the album feel all that deep or personal. Nor is the album all that varied either. I mean, she couldn't literally pack this entire thing with one banger after another, so of course, she has to bring some kind of variation. And when Rico does that, she kind of exposes just how little tools she has in her tool belt to kind of build out a track list with a lot of great and diverse songs. Because Rico's continuously abrasive delivery, as invigorating and exciting as it is on first listen, it does kind of grow tiresome after a while, especially as she does nothing to reel her voice back a bit when she's hopping on these mellow and melodic instrumentals like on Oreo and Hockey. The first truly clean vocal we get on the album is on the track Won't Change, and believe me, it's a welcome change. This track kind of feels like Rico is referencing back to her glitzier and more auto-tune based style from a while ago, but now with better production and hooks and songwriting, overall she's just a sharper artist than she was a few years ago. Though I will say not every one of the sung tracks on this thing are fantastic. I mean, there is the track YOY, which is maybe one of the more obnoxious on the record. With the brevity and similarity of these songs all stacked on top of one another, there are a lot of tracks that just kind of pale in comparison to others. It's pretty clear that Rico and Kenny are just trying to pen as many bangers as possible to kind of see what'll stick, which is not a bad way of going about things if you're just kind of generally looking for attention, but it does kind of make for a very one-dimensional record, especially when you have tracks on here like La La as the closer, which just kind of feels like very slow, uninspired, syrupy filler. Without a doubt, Rico can get in your face and spit some really tough brags over a kind of left field instrumental, and it's exciting, it's colorful, it's entertaining, it's fun. But for the sake of longevity, there needs to be more brought to the table than this, especially since a lot of your competition is trying to do exactly the same thing, many of whom you're already surpassing because you bring so much more presence to a song than they do. So why not go the extra mile and do a track with a bit more structure, a bit more substance to it, since your unique voice and style are already doing so much for you. I thought Nasty was mostly enjoyable. It's a decent breakout, but the question is kind of, where does it go from here? I'm feeling a decent 2 strong 6 on this thing. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Leave a comment in the comments if you're feeling full of thoughts. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Rico Nasty. Nasty forever.